all for being here. As I would love to say, it's rare that we get so many experts at one table, and we're very grateful for you all being here. The Minister of Public Safety has previously been asked about the number of people who are tracking down those with warrants, or the CBSA was asked about this. This bill is about securing our borders. It was revealed 2 weeks ago that there are 32,000 people at this time who are at large, as in we don't know where they are, we being the government and Canadians, who are ineligible to remain in Canada and are wanted for deportation. My question is this, and if you don't know, that's fine. I just would like to have that information provided. How many officers throughout Canada have it as their daily job to pursue these people?
I'll turn to my CBSA colleagues.
Thank you.
So I'm going to have to take away the number for the exact details for your question, but there's about 1,000 officers that work in inland enforcement activities. So that's a combination of activities. So I'll have to undertake to get back to the committee with that exact number on the dedicated officers who are just doing the investigations component of your question.
Pardon me. Thank you, Mr. Bush. Just to be clear, what I'm looking for is how many people on a daily basis, whether armed or unarmed, are going out and looking for those 32,000. That's what I'm looking for. So you don't need to, I think you have my point. Thank you. It's common ground, I believe, that the rail is a vulnerability for the border. That's something that we all can be aware of. To summarize, no rail traffic is searched coming into Canada. It's only searched once it reaches an inland port, such as Montreal, Winnipeg, or potentially even Ashcroft in my riding of Kamloops, Thompson-Nicola. So I just want to confirm that this committee will be provided with the numbers of how many firearms are seized, have been seized, and just to confirm as well that no train is ever searched at the border itself, which means that from the time the border is crossed until the arrival at an inland terminal, that train is essentially unmonitored. Can we agree on that?
I would just provide one sort of small clarification or precision to the way you've sort of framed out the search authorities, or not the search authorities, the search of the trains. Goods coming into Canada are all subject to a risk assessment. So there's advanced commercial information that's provided about what's on those trains. It's that information that's used by our targeters in the intelligence and enforcement branch of CBSA that will then use that to be able to screen through the cars to determine which ones are at risk. So before any train car does come into Canada, there is a security assessment of the goods that they're carrying, so that's identified in advance. But other than that, you are correct in the sense that those goods then pass the border and travel freely to inland rail port of entry, where they are then subject to examination and released accordingly.
The problem I see, Mr. Hamilton, is this. High-level traffickers are very well aware of CBSA's risk assessments. I think anybody who operates in this area nefariously knows exactly what is being looked for and accordingly alters their activity. So one thing I would be very interested in is how many random searches have been conducted, perhaps in the last year, if we could have that information, please. Last thing, and I just have about 40 seconds on this. Just to confirm, when it comes to the Coast Guard traditionally wasn't under the purview of national defense. Is that correct? But it is now going to be shifted to national defense in order for our numbers on defense spending will now contemplate the Coast Guard where they didn't before. Is that accurate?
Mr. Chair, that is accurate. That is correct.
Thank you. Because let's be real, the Coast Guard doesn't engage with enemies. If there is a nefarious, if there is an invasion or anything like that, they would retreat. So it's not, they are not defense personnel, just to be clear.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay.
We remain a civilian organization reporting to the Minister of National Defence through the Deputy Minister. We are not part of the Canadian Armed Forces. We will not participate in the defence activities for Canada.
Chair, with that, I apologize for doing this, but I do have to move a motion at this point. It is with the clerk, and that motion states that given that during debate on the programming motion for Bill C8, the parliamentary secretary to the Minister of Public Safety committed publicly that, quote, we'll have the minister appear on 2 separate occasions, and, quote, the Minister of Public Safety appear at 2 separate meetings for the studies of Bill C8 and C12 for 1 hour each. That is the end of the motion. It's been provided to the clerk in both English and French. All the Conservatives are asking for is for the deal that was made and for what Mr. Ramsey confirmed in public, we would have 2 separate meetings. This shouldn't take long.
Sorry, this is a committee business motion which could be addressed at committee business time. We're now discussing C12 with important witnesses, so I take note of your intention to table that motion at some point, but that motion at this time is not tabled in the right opportunity, ce qui m'amène à me tourner, et j'aurai des choses additionnelles à dire sur.
And I will have some additional things to say with respect to committee work a little bit later at the end of this hour. So, Mr. Caputo, you have 30 seconds remaining.
Well, it is directly related. We are discussing Bill C12 here today, and this is a motion related to Bill C12. So, or sorry, C8 and C12. It is actually related to both because there was supposed to be an hour for each. We had somebody say something. This should be common knowledge because we all agreed on this. If that is the chair's ruling, I would move to challenge the chair's ruling on that. Thank you.
So this is a C12 meeting. Madame Dandurand.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have witnesses here to talk about C12. This is a public meeting, so I'd like to take advantage of the time that we have with the witnesses to discuss C12 and that we adjourn the debate on this motion, which pertains to another bill, so that we can really take full advantage of the appearance of the witnesses who have taken the trouble to come here. So, Member Caputo has the right to challenge my ruling or vote on it. Are members in favor of this challenge to my ruling?
Les députés qui sont contre.
Those against? So we will now go back to the debate with 6 minutes for Member Assassi.